Sometimes you just want to hear some talking heads. And when you have your own show, you do whatever you want to do. Is this a party? Is this a disco? Is this a fooling around? All right, well, there you go. Hey, Guardians are playing tonight. They are back after the All-Star break. They're in Texas, going to play Sammy Sosa, the Rangers. Who plays for the Rangers now?
I don't even know.
Texas Rangers. Nolan Ryan. Nolan Ryan and
Sure.
I'm sorry.
Sure, why not? Who cares?
A-Rod and the Rangers. I don't know who plays for him now. Rafael Palmeiro. He sounds retired.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He's probably retired.
He's probably retired.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know who the current guys are. Although, like in Google, are the Texas Rangers still a thing? Yeah, they are. They are still a thing, yeah.
Should have somebody that we know. But...
Martin Perez, Adrian Beltre. I don't recognize any of these guys. Give me one name I know. Nope. Jacob deGrom. That's the name I know. Jacob deGrom, pitcher. Yep. Heard about Detroit? Heard about Pittsburgh, PA? Hey, if you listen to us on iHeartRadio, you can always leave us talkback messages there.
Hey guys, how you doing? Sean from Strongsville. I have a serious question for all of you, if you have a theory. Why do you think none of the major tours and bands come through Cleveland anymore? Seems like they go to Detroit, they go to Pittsburgh, and even Columbus, but won't come to Cleveland. Why is that exactly? Bye!
Is that I wouldn't...
I mean, the Eagles are a huge tour. Bruce Springsteen just came through. I think there's huge tours that come through. Kiss is coming.
Yeah, I don't know what he means by
Santora's
that.
at Hilarities.
Amen.
Like, there's all these major tours. But I think...
Eagles aren't playing Pittsburgh. People in Pittsburgh are going to have to come to Cleveland. You know,
I think there's scheduling with venues that people don't realize.
It's scheduling with venues, and quite literally, it's bands will go, how do we sell in that market?
Yeah.
Right. If Clevelanders aren't spending money.
Right. Or are people buying our albums? Do they download? You know, they have all these data points they can look at now. And also, every city you live in, there's a complaint that the good shows go to another city. Yep. Like when I was in Pittsburgh, it felt like every tour came to Cleveland and not Pittsburgh. So that was the complaint that we had then. But people who want to see that Eagles Steely Dan tour in Pittsburgh, they're going to have to come to Cleveland.
Yep.
Or go to Detroit.
Now, there's certain tours where Taylor Swift, she could have done as many shows as she wanted in any city.
Right.
Like she could have come to Cleveland. She could have done Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Detroit, Columbus, Cincinnati. But for her, why travel when people are going to come to you?
Right.
Why
add stops?
If you're going to do 3, especially when you have a production that big, you don't want to. It costs more money to go to another city rather than just say, all right, we're going to do 2 shows or 2 nights here in Pittsburgh or 2 nights in Cincinnati or whatever it is.
Now, for some markets, for smaller bands, we're talking about huge tours here, but I think there is a real concern that like mid-size venues are kind of going away. You either have the arena or you have little clubs. But a lot of bands, they're in the middle. And so there's a lot of bands that get routed away from certain cities just because they don't have...
Jimmy Eat World.
What happened to them?
Well, they got the song in the middle.
Like Jimmy Eat World. Exactly. A lot of markets don't have a lot of great mid-size venues. Cleveland's kind of lucky because there's the Agora, there's a Masonic, there's House of Blues. Theoretically, there's going to be that Mayhalls thing, the Roxy.
Yeah.
But I'll believe that when I see it. But yeah, I mean, you know,
I'll see that when I believe it.
That's what we've been trying to tell you the whole time.
Yeah.
You'll see it once you start believing, boys.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Oh, all right.
It's like how Santa's sleigh flies. You got to believe.
You don't know what you don't know until you know it.
Yeah, like that Dumby said.
Alan, my niece, where is that? We were talking about the guy whose dead son's autopsy photos were being sold online. My wife's niece took pictures of her miscarriage. You know what, though? I think when somebody loses a child like that, like it might seem strange to people, but that's like such an intense thing that
Yeah.
I don't know now again, I don't know what you do with them. I don't know what you do with them.
Well, that's like what's her name?
You're not
Had
going to get
that-
them in 8x10 glossy. You're probably just going to.
that one chick had a stillbirth and posted the pictures. And
Chrissy
a bunch,
Teigen?
Yeah, a bunch of people came. I almost said
She
it
did
again.
it again. Let's get in the Wayback Machine.
A bunch of people.
People came all over me.
I don't know why that's where my head goes. It makes sense.
You're talking about
I
babies.
do.
A bunch of people came for her for those
People
pictures.
came all over me.
But I feel like in those moments, you're probably so emotional to lose a child, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's much different than what I was talking about, which was a 95-year-old grandmother. You probably don't have the same visceral reaction to losing a grandparent as you do a baby,
Right.
you know?
People are getting their dander up.
Oh, not their dander.
No, everybody's
They're dander and they're burglar or whatever.
Yeah.
Burgeland.
everybody's getting their hackles up.
Berg holes.
Berg holes.
Up there in Traverse City, Michigan, which, you know, there's a lot of old hippies up there, but there's a lot of just standard old people up there too. And now that the Traverse City Film Festival isn't a thing anymore, I think Michael Moore said he's done doing that. And that was a huge, huge draw for a long time for people. There's a woman who is getting a lot of negative attention. She's a salon owner who has made it very, very clear that she will not serve transgender clients. And people are giving her a really hard time. Local politicians, companies that make hair care products.
So wait, she won't cut people's hair based on if they're transgender. Like, what? Why does she care?
She posted on Facebook. She has since taken it down.
Oh,
But she posted on Facebook that she would no longer cater to clients who identify as anything other than a man or a woman, saying, oddly, I mean, seek services at a local pet groomer.
oh, that's really disrespectful.
Hey.
So they're fine with some groomers.
Hmm.
You are not welcome at this salon, period. And, of course, everybody flipped out. She said, I have no issues with the LGB. It's the TQ plus that I'm not going to support. The stance was taken to ensure that clients have the best experience, and I am admitting that since I am not willing to play the pronoun game or cater to requests outside of what I perceive as normal. And, of course, everybody flipped out. But it's her business, and you're going to go out of business if that's the way you're going to go. Because it's a very myopic view that these people have. They think, hey, the only people who get upset are going to be transgender people. And they're trying to make this super lame point. But you're on the wrong side of it. And it is your business. And you can do whatever you want to do. She refers to herself as a private conservative business owner that doesn't cater to woke ideologies. Blah, blah, blah. Insert buzzword here. That's fine. But you are going to go out of business. Because there are going to be enough people that just don't want to be associated with it.
What's always crazy to me is these are always people that tend to be Christian and say, you know, they follow Christ.
Well, they're into the Old Testament. They're
But
into
even
the
the
New
Old
Testament.
Testament is love thy neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't say anything about like.
But they're way more into the smiting God than Jesus.
Well, but that's the thing is they call themselves Christians and then they are the least loving people I've ever seen. They're so discriminatory, and Jesus' whole thing is, hey, we don't do that. We just love.
This was hot on the heels of this.
No bitches. No
No,
money.
just
Just love.
My father was Jesus, actually.
Oh, boy.
My eternal father.
We call him
Uh-huh.
Fat Jesus.
Fat Jesus.
You know what? He would have survived the crucifixion because it would have broke.
Mm-hmm. Was
No bitches. No bitches. No money. No money. bitches. Greatest generation of music. No bitches, no money. Greatest generation of music, because he would just use his little shoulders and dance, and he'd go, see, Mary? No bitches, no money. It's just love. Every time.
Now, we don't have bitches here, but we do have money. We have
much?
$1,000. Courtesy of the Buzzard Bookie. Good luck.
This is your chance to bet with the Buzzard Bookie and win $1,000 now. Enter this nationwide keyword at WMMS.com. Bonus. That's bonus. Enter it now at WMMS.com.
I'm a sucker for the local police blotter. I'm on record. Middleburg Heights arrested a couple who had had too much to drink at a wedding. About 11 o'clock at night, they came back from a wedding. And the car had been weaving all over the road on 71. And they weren't maintaining a consistent speed, so there was a witness who saw the car pull into a speedway. And so they call the cops, and the cops show up. And driver is passed out behind the wheel, and the female riding shotgun is trying to wake him up.
Oh, my God.
And she does, and he's all confused. And he gets out of the car, and they're like, obviously, he smells like a brewery, and his pants zipper was undone. And he said that he and his girlfriend were both drunk because of a wedding they attended. She said she told him to pull over, and then he told the cop that he wasn't the one driving. So he's trying to throw the girlfriend under the bus because they're both out of the car, and she's getting increasingly pissed off,
Yeah.
saying, I'm not going to take the blame for this. He said that he had had 4 beers in 6 hours. The cop asked if he had had anything to drink before the wedding. He said he had about 15 drinks before the wedding. You're bearing the lead, homie. And cops found an opened 10-pack of beer in the car with only 1 remaining. Simply no way to know how many he had. He wouldn't blow. He wouldn't do the field sobriety, whatever, so they pick
Apparently
him up.
neither would she.
Yeah. The girlfriend did not want to ride with him due to his trying to blame her for the situation. She waited for a sober relative to pick her up
He's going to lose his license and his girlfriend.
at the speedway. Those are convenience stores, aren't they? You can pull over when you've had too much bubbly at a wedding. But 15, Your Honor, it was a 6-hour service. I only had 4 drinks. I'm well within my rights. Did you pregame at all before the wedding? I only had 15 drinks.
Half about America's Mark, so what?
I only had 15 drinks at the wedding. It's going to be fine. I saw is Logan Paul the boxer?
They both box.
They both box.
They both be boxing.
These are the dudes from Westlake?
Yeah.
Because Logan Paul got engaged to some model he'd been dating, but the FDA and the FTC are looking into his energy drink.
For what?
It has the caffeine of 6 Cokes.
Cocaine's?
Coca-Cola.
Oh.
6 cocaines is what the drink
How
is
much-
called. Logan Paul, 6 cocaines. Cocaine.
How many milligrams? Did it say?
Okay, Coca-Cola is only 39 milligrams.
His drink is called Prime Energy Drink. You might have already had this. It's on the shelves. Founded by Logan Paul. And it's earned, apparently kids are into it or something, or I don't know. So,
Of course, that's like his whole market.
Right.
Is,
the hottest status symbol of the summer for kids is not an outfit or a toy. It's a beverage called Prime from Logan Paul. Launched last year. Blew up, advertising itself as 0 sugar and vegan. Buy some of these for Brian.
But
200 milligrams per 12 ounces.
that's nothing. Celsius has like 450, doesn't it?
Well, that's
I
a
don't know,
lot.
but like,
They said this
but
is
if
like,
it's for like, if kids are drinking it, that's
yeah, it's like
too much
2
for a
Red Bulls
kid.
or
Yeah.
6 Coca-Colas is what
Yeah.
this says.
Yeah. Oh, guess Celsius is only 200 milligrams.
That's what this is. That's a lot.
When I mean, Red Bull came out when I was like 11 or 12. And I remember going to the gas station for the first time and not knowing really what it was, if it was alcohol, if we were allowed to buy it. And we bought it and obviously went insane. And I've literally been drinking Red Bull for 20 years now. But that was only I think there's only 80 milligrams of caffeine in a Red Bull. But they can't, what I'm saying is they can't not sell it to kids, right? They can't put an age restriction on something that isn't alcohol.
No, but that's why the FDA wants to look into it, because you can restrict kids from drinking something if it's, I think, going to jack them up, or
Mood
if they,
altering or something?
Something like that.
Well, then you wouldn't be able to give them sugar. Cotton candy jacks kids up worse than any Coca-Cola.
Well, that's right, but it's still, everything that has sugar in it or caffeine has a different level per. A cotton candy is not going to jack a kid up as much as 2 Red Bulls would.
No, not 2 Red Bulls.
Well, that's what they're saying about this, that these cans are the equivalent of 2 Red Bulls. See, I still love Red Bull. And a lot of people go, oh, it's too sweet, it's whatever. Red Bull and tequila has been my party drink for friggin' 20 years, but it has no effect on me. That's why I like it. But I have to remind myself, I go, this can't be good. This can't be good for me. It still is what it is, even if I don't feel, I'm not getting palpitations from it.
Right.
But it still is what it is.
I think about that all the time.
I'm like, I got to stop doing this, It's
Like
not like I drink it all the time, but if I'm out and having fun, because I've got my dinner drink, right?
Right.
I've got my pool.
Gin and tonic.
That's right. Got my pool drink.
Chlorine.
and that's right. Thank you. And then my party drink, which has always been
tequila and Red Bull.
Tequila and Red Bull.
What's your pool drink for real, though?
Charo Negro.
Oh,
tequila and Coke.
I should know.
It's okay. There's no quiz.
I know that. Why can't I remember it?
And Mary doesn't have any drinks anymore.
No.
Nope.
Well, she has caffeines and
drink.
fake ones.
She has the caffeines.
I know, and that's when I just
The
said
cocaines.
I've been drinking Red Bull for 20 years. I'm like, man, my dad always used to say, he's like, this stuff's poison. You never know. There's going to be studies 20 years from now. It's going to give you heart attacks.
Well, it's like now they're like aspartame probably causes cancer.
Dude.
20 years ago, my mom, I was texting my mom. I said, that was kind of funny. I said, remember when we were kids and they rolled out NutraSweet, artificial sweeteners, they were mailing gumballs to people. And my mom was like, yeah, give this 20 years and they're going to find out it's causing cancer or whatever. And invariably it will. If you study anything for a couple of decades, they're going to go, yeah, there's some problems with this because it's synthetic.
Artificial sweeteners, like aspartame, has always given my mom really, really bad headaches. And my sister started getting them.
What about gas?
A few years ago. No, just really bad headaches. Oh. And I don't have a lot of unnatural sweetener like that. But whenever I have like a Diet Coke or something that I know has aspartame in it, I've been getting headaches lately. And I'm like, is this actually something that can be genetic? It's not really an allergy, right? It's more of like a reaction.
I don't know. Genetic headaches.
No, it's like a reaction to the aspartame. Oh. You get what I'm saying?
I do.
Like celiac disease, is that the same thing? Whereas like your dad couldn't have gluten and you can't have gluten.
Well, I think you're more prone to it if there's genetics involved, but I don't know if it's like gonna happen. I don't know. Will Mary's sister be giving Prime to her baby?
What? Oh, no. Just
Dr.
Dr.
Pepper.
Pepper.
No, Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper.
Come on,
Prime's
guys.
not for babies.
No,
Dr. Pepper's
Dr.
for
Pepper's
babies.
for babies. We had a whole 24-pack of it at our 4th of July barbecue. I had 3 of them.
Wow.
It's delicious. I love Dr. Pepper so much.
Yeah, back in the 90s, it was Jolt and Surge.
Oh, yeah.
Again, those were
Josta.
colas.
Josta was the best.
Yeah.
Josta was a cherry cola.
Yep.
I had a Josta shirt because they came and did like a promotion at the Bria Pool, like how they had the Red Bull girls. They had the Josta
I wonder
girls.
if that was my friend's brother that was there. Because like he worked for Josta. He was like 18 at the time.
Probably.
And just rode around in the truck and like would hand
Yeah,
out
and they
warm Josta.
Yes,
Oh,
that's
God.
exactly what it was.
Hot
Dude,
Josta.
they didn't have it in a cooler or anything.
Right.
That's exactly where the story was going, was that these Josta guys came to the Bria Pool and they were handing out warm soda and T-shirts.
Why would they hand out warm drinks?
Dude,
at
people were drinking them. People were like, hell yeah.
Because it was free.
Yeah. I remember I had the Josta shirt, but it was just like the really thin red cougar looking thing. I wore that
panther?
shirt.
Yeah.
The panther. I wore that shirt all the time, but I got it on that same day that they came up to the pool.
But why wouldn't they have them in coolers of ice?
I have no
I
idea.
don't know. I don't think it was a really
Wow.
well thought out.
That
I
thing
mean,
was only
Josta's not
for like
around
a
anymore.
year.
Yeah.
They're just whipping
Yeah.
hot cans of
Yeah.
pop
People
in
were
people's
like,
heads.
hell yeah.
Hot pop.
Wow.
That's some hot pop.
Pop.
Get
Gross.
your hot pop.
Oh, it's anything
Hot
worse than
cherry
hot
pop.
pop.
Dude, warm soda is really like the way that it fizzes in your mouth.
It's
It
so
just like
gross.
fills the whole thing.
Like it's reverse thirst quencher.
Yeah,
Like it makes you
makes you
more
thirstier.
thirsty.
Wow. Alan, the government shouldn't be governing what parents give kids. No, theoretically, I agree with you, but those same parents then sue the company. So how do you want it? Those parents, you're right. They should be keeping an eye on what they're doing, but a lot of them don't.
And also,
Then they sue the company or they complain to somebody.
if the kids are buying it from a store without their parents'
Right. That's
permission.
what we were doing with Red Bull.
Right. You're
You
not
give
around
me $5,
300.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
go get a Gatorade. No, I'm getting a Red Bull and a bag of chips. You know.
The Bill Squire Friday Get Down is mere minutes away from you. It's how we get the weekend going around these parts.